In the depths of Britain's PPE crisis last month, there came an offer of help from Turkey. But right from the start, there was confusion.
Today I can report that a very large consignment of PPE is due to arrive in the UK tomorrow from Turkey, which amounts to 84 tonnes of PPE and will include, for example, 400,000 gowns.
That promise proved hollow. The equipment didn't arrive the next day.
We hope to see that coming into the country. Tomorrow.
Or the next, only getting here another 2 days after that.
We're working to resolve the Turkish shipment of PPE as soon as possible, following some unexpected delays at the weekend.
We can now reveal that only a fraction of the 400,000 gowns ministers said were on their way in planes from Turkey have ever arrived. In fact, of them, only 4,500, that's 1%, have passed quality control tests so they can be used in Britain's hospitals. The government today was focusing on the positive. At least it said it showed the checks are working.
And I'm pleased that our health service experts and professionals are assessing equipment and only using equipment that they feel is of a good enough standard. And this is a good example of where we are a country that's going to make sure that our frontline staff have the very best equipment.
But it's emerged that 170,000 of the gowns are still in Turkey, awaiting checks there by Turkish authorities. The Turkish government says this was a contract between the UK and a private supplier and has nothing to do with them. The Turkish government, it said, authorised this sale despite an export ban out of solidarity with the UK authorities. However, no part of the Turkish government was involved in producing, packaging or delivering said equipment to the United Kingdom. So while the health service has desperately needed PPE throughout this crisis, more than 3/4 of the 400,000 gowns were never put on a plane in Turkey. Of those that reached the UK, most have failed tests or are still waiting to be checked. The NHS Confederation says it hopes that ministers have learned from this fiasco.
There is a real danger in promising things that you can't absolutely be sure are going to be delivered. And that matters more during this pandemic than it normally does when politicians make promises.
By one estimate, British hospitals have been using 150,000 gowns a day in this crisis. Of the 400,000 gowns promised, the 4,500 that actually passed tests would have made little difference. And the British government is still waiting for the rest. Dominic Waghorn, Sky News.